Hello and welcome, race fans, back to another episode of After the Checkered Flag with your host, Paige Johnson. And in this show, I will go through everything that happens in the NASCAR Cup Series races each weekend. And this weekend, did we go bowling? Yes, we did indeed at Watkins Glen. It gave us a little bit of everything this weekend: dominance, drama, heartbreak, and even some really bizarre post-race celebration chaos. So let's get right into it. First off, SVG Shane Van Gisbergen, the absolute dominator of road courses, approaching the status of best of all time. I mean, he can't be beat. He's shown that he's absolutely untouchable on these road courses, and he continues to reshape what we expect from road course racing. Ryan Blaney grabbed the pole position, outspacing SVG by just 0.33 seconds. His road course speed really showing up, but SVG has shown time and time again he cannot be beat on these road courses. An unprecedented rookie achievement for SVG. He has now won 4 road races this season, making him the winningest rookie driver in NASCAR Cup Series history. SVG has now pushed himself to the top of the leaderboard in wins this season with 4, tied with Denny Hamlin. If he can just pull it together on the ovals, I mean, he's a real championship driver contender. But the question is, can he get himself to that next level on the ovals? Who knows? We will see about that. He does now have some speed on those oval courses. He's just trying to figure out kind of his place in the lineup, how to do these ovals just as well as he does these road courses where he came from. And I don't know, I think the Aussies got a shot to make it decently far in the playoff battle. I think that the playoffs are a whole different beast than the regular season. To be a true NASCAR Cup Series driver, you've got to be good at it all. I do think he's leveling up in the oval space, but he's not quite at the same level as the other full-time series drivers. But I think that his points can get him to about round of 12. He's got 22 points now for the playoffs, which he's got a great standing there. But he's got some oval courses, short tracks to get through before we can get to the Roval in the round of 12. If he can make it to the Roval, he can definitely make it to the round of 8, in my personal opinion, because as we know, he's so dominant at these tracks. I think he can just slingshot himself right to the round of 8. Do I think that he's a championship contender? No, not this year. Love SVG. I think he's doing great things. I think he's making great strides. He's leveling up the standard of road course racing, but I don't think he's got the skills quite yet to be a championship contender. But it wasn't all about SVG this weekend, who fought hard. The standings shifted in subtle but meaningful ways. The runner-up, Christopher Bell, he continues in his excellent form, and he added a second place finish. Now William Byron, finishing 4th place, extended his regular season points lead 42 points over his teammate Chase Elliott, reinforcing his strong championship bid. That is another favorite in the playoffs for me. I think William Byron is going to go very far in the playoffs, and I think he's a true contender. He's had a great season, fast car, great technique. I think he's a true contender. Now, we've got some noteworthy struggles. Unfortunately, Kyle Larson spun early due to some mechanical and brake issues, which is absolutely heartbreaking for the guy. He cannot catch a break lately. I mean, it's not all his fault, obviously, because it was mechanical issues within the car, and there's nothing that he can do about that. But it's definitely a gut punch for the driver and the team because they've been searching for that momentum. All right, let's move on to some qualifying drama. Of course, before the green flag ever dropped, there was already controversy brewing between Carson Hocevar and Brad Keselowski, who kind of had some disagreements during the qualifying rounds. Both kind of held each other up. Each thought the other was wrong. Social media went crazy over it, and now both drivers were frustrated. It definitely added an extra layer of tension heading into this race, but nothing too noteworthy to go over after that. Now, looking ahead to what's next. Let's zoom out. How does this weekend echo through the rest of the season? Well, SVG's performance cements him as the wins leader, tied with Denny Hamlin. His rookie run is rewriting the record books, absolutely. But let's also talk about the playoff bubble. With only 2 regular season races left, the playoff picture is getting very spicy. The battle is tight. Multiple drivers are within striking distance, and I personally think we're going to have another winner before this regular season ends. Who is it? I don't know yet. Possibly Chris Buescher. He's a short track specialist. I mean, I think he could shake things up. Obviously, he's above the cut line right now, but he could push himself ahead of a couple drivers like Alex Bowman. We'll see what happens there, but literally anything can happen at these next 2 racetracks, and the playoff picture could be completely different in the next 2 weeks. So we'll see if there will be any upset winners that will steal that final playoff spot and bump somebody else out. All right, and now before I wrap up the show this week, I need to talk about Xfinity Series race winner Connor Zilisch, who had a spill at the end of his race in victory lane. Fortunately, he won the race. He was the Xfinity Series winner. He was supposed to race in the Cup Series race the next day at Watkins Glen, but unfortunately, while he was getting out of his car, his foot got stuck or slipped, and he fell completely out of the car, knocked himself out cold, and he was taken to the hospital immediately after that, so he wasn't able to really celebrate in victory lane with his team and Junior Motorsports, but he was checked out, no head injuries, he was cleared of those, thank goodness. I'm happy to see that he's doing okay there. He did, though, unfortunately break his collarbone, so it will be a while for the 19-year-old to be out recovering until he can get back. They don't have a race next weekend, but hopefully his young bones, he said, will heal fast and he'll be right back in it as soon as he can. Well, that's all for this episode of After the Checkered Flag. Watkins Glen absolutely delivered, from SVG's record-setting run to playoff-shaping performances to celebrations gone wrong. And as we head into Richmond and Daytona, the stakes could not be higher. I'm Paige Johnson. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll be right back here after the Checkered Flag drops next week at Richmond.